as everybody knows, that we need to appoint a new city attorney. Accept nominations.
I'll make a motion that we put Mr. Kevin Keaton in.
Okay. Do you have a second?
Second.
Moved to second. Any other discussion?
You gonna
I was gonna say,
nominations?
any other nominations?
Move the nomination cease.
Moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no. You can come up here now.
All right. This is certainly a new time for the city of Rogersville with the Phillips family.
I was gonna say,
For all these years.
Well, I'll
and,
call you Kevin Phillips, you know that.
That's fine.
and,
No problem.
Kevin, thank you so much for,
Honored to do it. Appreciate it. Look forward to working with everybody. So, yeah, absolutely. Bear with me.
Just keep us out of trouble, is all we ask.
That's
You
right.
cleaned up pretty good for tonight.
Thank you.
You gonna do a swearing? Or do you want to?
I do. Let me mention one thing. I cannot serve as city judge and city attorney. I do have the ability, though, and I know that leaves two openings, or, well, creates another opening immediately. I have the authority as city judge under state statute to appoint a judge to serve by interchange in my place instead, or the opening, until this board can appoint another judge. I need to do that before I officially accept this position and am sworn in. I have an order that is dated today that will go in to that effect. Amy Skelton is the city judge for Rogersville
oh, she's not.
and for Church Hill. She has graciously agreed to do that, pending how her schedule works, but she'll have the authority to reset or handle that as necessary. So that order is being entered now. Have that signed and ready at my capacity as city judge, and then I will resign as city judge. Also have a letter to that effect. So,
Okay.
thank you.
So now,
Sure, we already started him looking.
so we're gonna swear. Oh, wait.
I spent a couple hours looking all that up. I had a seminar this morning. That was the
So
first thing
the
they
bill's
talked
in the
about.
mail.
Yesterday. So I said, well, why couldn't I have that first?
You'll just say your name. I,
Kevin Keaton.
duly appointed city attorney for the town of Rogersville in the state of Tennessee for the term beginning April the 12th, 2022 and ending June 30th, 2025. Do solemnly swear that as such official to support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Tennessee, and faithfully discharge the duties of my office as hereinbefore set out to the best of my ability.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Got everything?
Since Kevin's our new city attorney, we also need to enter a resolution to make him the delinquent tax attorney for the town of Rogersville. And so I brought up the resolution.
We need to add an item to
And
the,
you
I'd
need
like to make a
we-
motion, we add an item to the agenda.
Second.
And moved and second.
So you're adding resolution 412-22-1, okay?
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Those disapprove, no.
I'd like to make a motion that we want Mr. Kevin Keaton to be the delinquent tax attorney.
Second.
And moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Those disapprove, no.
That pretty much covers it, I think.
Thank you.
Okay, we got open bids for street striping.
We do. Let's get Kevin's first.
How's he handling it now?
Well, here's the thing,
Yeah.
we only got one bid, so I'm gonna save him that trouble and just open it.
We used to have.
Yeah,
I can feel it.
I didn't want to get a knife out for that. If you just wanna leave down at how much the bid is and who it's from.
April 12th, 2022, Superior Pavement Marking, Inc. Regarding the town of Rogersville street striping, Superior Pavement Marking, Inc. proposes the following bid. 31.38 line miles of restriping at $575 per line mile for a total of $17,986. The above pricing is quoted as 4-inch painted pavement markings per TDOT specifications. The above price includes yellow and white. Thank you, Marty Mason, Estimator Project Manager.
That's the only bid we have.
Is that good with you, Mark? Is that good with you?
Yes,
Is that the ones that done it before?
yeah. They've done all of ours.
Do I hear a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Do we have to voice vote that one because it's money or is it the budget?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go ahead. I think did we put that in for this year, Marker?
Well, it'll fall under my repairs, yeah.
Okay. We don't have to. We're good.
That's it.
Do we have anything else come before the board?
Yes, we did.
I think we did.
The Matthew. Brian. I think our board needs to bring that you all
Take this.
will bring before the board.
Oh, this is for a reason.
Yeah.
I'll have the our board to ask the board to do that, and then we can. Are we gonna go through this all again, or do y'all wanna watch this, or do you just?
I think most of y'all
I
are in
think-
here.
Yeah.
I think they were in here.
We're good?
Yeah, you were good, yeah.
Do we need to add an item to the agenda?
Yes, you do. If you can add the item, which,
So I make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
Second.
Moved.
on behalf of the
On
park.
behalf of the park board, the master plan, we need to adopt this.
Been moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Disapproved, noes.
Okay, now you need to. That was just added to the agenda.
So, we know that you all had to get this master plan together before we could make ourselves available to apply for grants and have any success with it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have to have as of 2019, 2020, you need to have a Parks and Recreation master plan adopted by each community that's applying for a Parks and Recreation grant, whether that's a local Parks and Recreation Fund grant, Recreational Trails Program grant, or a Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, all of which are administered through the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. This plan does not obligate you to any spending. It is aspirational. However, any projects that you want to apply for funding for need to be in the plan. So we did a very in-depth process that involved surveying hundreds of people across the county, doing public workshops in both Churchill and Rogersville, working very closely with the administrations in both cities and key stakeholders in both cities, and coming up with a set of priorities and then recommended projects for each park, along with cost estimates and concepts for those parks. And we provided all of those recommendations as high priority and low priority, just large buckets, so you can sort of draw from those high priority items. It's sort of like a grab bag, a mixed bag of priorities that you can draw from in your implementation. And again, you are not beholden to it. It does not commit you to anything. It is an aspirational document.
We sure
Will
appreciate
we be in
y'all taking the
competition,
time.
excuse me,
No,
will we be
you
in competition with the county or Churchill and all that at the same time?
Absolutely not. The portions of the plan that apply to Rogersville apply to Rogersville, and those that apply to Churchill or Hawkins County apply to them. I will say that these grants, particularly the local Parks and Recreation Fund grants, it's not as competitive, strictly speaking, as some of the other grant sources are, like those through the Department of Health, for example. It is much more the case that if you go through the process and you dot your I's and cross your T's and you are doing everything to maintain your eligibility for the grant, you have a very high likelihood of obtaining the grant. And so that's just kind of how that's worked in the past. So The grants you apply for have nothing to do with Rogers or with Churchill or Hawkins County. So you all can all have separate grants open at the same time.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion, we adopt this master plan as
Well-
presented there.
He's needing a resolution, so they have provided the resolution, and it will be resolution 412-22-2. And you will,
Does he need to look at our attorney?
well, I can let him glance over it. We didn't have an attorney when it came, so I have to.
It's pretty basic.
That's what they all say.
As long as you squint a little bit.
Just
You'll be
saying.
fine.
You don't need to read that. Just saying.
It pretty much appears to resuscitate exactly what you just went over, so.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you both.
Thanks, Brian.
Good work.
Thank you, brother.
Park Board did a great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
You got anything to come for us?
No, sir.
All right.
Good today.
Your little speedometer thing's working.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good feedback.
And my speedometer is correct.
It is spot on.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't that the one that was doing about 70 down the road?
We'll have a little data for you next month.
Nancy, you have anything?
How many have you caught us, Travis?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna have y'all something ready next month.
Oh, okay.
You'll have something to actually look at.
Great. Good.
But it is collecting the data.
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And we've had a lot of good feedback. The people we've talked to so far.
You're saying it's slowing anybody down?
It's doing good.
Yeah, we are getting ready to do the facade grant, so you're gonna start seeing work downtown on some of the different buildings, so, we'll sign those grants, Thursday night, so. So get your pocketbook ready.
The new bridge looks good, Mark.
Yes, it does.
Have y'all seen that yet, the new bridge there on Rogers Street, next to Crockett Springs Park? The footbridge, we had to have it shut down. Shoot, those guys did a great job redoing that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Whatever happened with those bushes that cut?
They are coming back out.
Thrown back?
Yes. I checked them out today. They're
Good.
coming back.
Yeah.
Are they bedding and doing
I
that?
mean, they're just getting back on the lead.
Yeah, they're not gonna die.
All is well with the bridge.
Okay.
Is there something else? Glenn? You have anything else?
Thank you.
You have-
Not that I know of. I mean, we just trying to make sure we did it correctly, and we did.
Okay. Young man, you have a safe trip going back.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. all.
Has-
This has been a
has-
pleasure to work with.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. I was gonna ask Glenn something. Has any consideration been given to the city's ARPA money and how it's gonna be spent?
Well, that, when it came in, we didn't set up a committee or anything because we wasn't sure what we could
How
spend
you
it
can
on.
spend it, yeah.
Or how we gonna spend it, and from everything I can tell, since it's under the 10 million, we're just gonna
Move it all.
if the mayor wants to assign a committee to talk it over, we can, or we can see where we're at on our budget and see where we wanna place some funds there. And then make sure that that's gonna follow.
How much was the
I
total?
need to tell them what the county putting in over.
Yeah, yeah.
What was final total on that, Linda? 1.2? It'll be somewhere in that range. So we,
We've got half of it.
we've just got half of it. You only get so much, but there is, and I'll discuss this probably next month, but I don't care to throw it out there. We're gonna have to set aside a portion of that because we're gonna go with TDEC to get more money.
Correct.
But
Correct.
we have to do a match. So I'm assuming you guys want to do that, but I'm not ready to bring it up yet,
Right.
so I just wanted to.
I just wondered if something was wrong. It sounds like.
Yeah, me and Linda's been over this, and And we're trying to do it without getting too far ahead of ourselves.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just best to withhold it. Save it.
Well,
Well,
you
it's
know,
gotta
when
be
it first,
allocated by December 31st, 2024, and spent by the end of 2027.
with inflation, you're not gonna have a problem.
Right, exactly. There's lots of good uses for it,
Yeah, but I wanna make sure that we're following whatever guidelines,
Yeah.
Because, you know, when it
you're on the hook
started,
for it if you spend it for something
when
wrong.
they started that, it was, everybody was saying water, wastewater, water, wastewater. You could, they thought, nobody was for sure, and now they came out, and of course, depending on the dollar amounts, there's somebody, you know, but I wanna make sure that we're putting it in the right place.
Yeah.
Just so we don't have to pay it,
Yeah.
so. What?
Now, next month, do we
Pay
have
it back?
to, on the judge, do we have to ordinance nominate that, or is it final what you did?
What I did is not final.
That's what I thought.
It's just until someone can be appointed. The city judge position was created when Bill Lyons retired, so it's a recent ordinance. And it's fairly limiting. If you look at it, it only allows a judge within the town limits. So I don't know if that's something that needs to be considered or not, or anybody wants to look at, as far as the pool that is available there and willing to do it, would be the biggest concern. But this will last, because she is another municipal judge, it'll last until the board makes a permanent decision, in my opinion.
Can I ask something on that? Would it be possible for our judge to hear higher class misdemeanors?
No.
Or is that not
It,
possible?
there's a statute that allows it. It is set up almost, it's almost impossible to do that. They've set it up purposefully. It's a concurrent jurisdiction. There's only about 2 cities in the state that do that aren't very large cities. And it's not feasible. It's a complicated process. It just so worked out, my timing wise, I did have my spring judicial conference this morning, and we went over a lot of these topics and discussed that at
That's
length.
just, that would benefit us a little bit more to be able, we don't have a ton of them, but you know, the ones I'm probably talking about, there's certain cases that we're limited and have to keep them or take them to sessions court, which
Yeah.
is a little harder for us.
There's no really way to do half measures. You have to go all in with concurrent jurisdiction, 8-year term, election. And then the process to even get the state to approve that is almost impossible. So